Hi. So I got Christian, and she is a T-part. So I wanted to show you what that means. What does it mean to be a T-part? That means the lace line is going right down your natural part, and the lace goes ear to ear as well. And they tend to have a little bit firmer ear tabs than just having the floppy lace. It's probably not the best way to say it, but it's not just lace. They do have a little bit more material in there, and maybe some metal or plastic. But they just lay flatter. The T-parts tend to be a little bit smaller on the standard size, but still standard. And these are now marked that they fit petite and standard. So again, take all your measurements of your head, figure out what's going to work for you. But again, I have my 23 inches, and this will fit all right. But again, just put your forehead into the lace line, pull it back over your head. I grab the ear tabs on this to adjust. And then when you feel like it's just not working, get a good amount, because again, you want to always be careful of the lace space. It's just so delicate. And this is the honey drizzle color on her. So again, I'm into my darker crowns. You can tell I'm ready for like the cooler weather. But as I get in here and feel around, like she's super snug. And again, these ear tabs come right down. And I probably won't need to do any cover up or anything because they're not going to be loose and moving. But I do want to make sure she's on and that part is centered. And I want to find the middle of that lace space. Because right now I can feel the weft right here. Because the hair is just extremely parted. And you don't want that. That's what the lace space is for, is to hide that first weft. And I go through in kind of a zigzag to not have a perfect part line. That's the last thing I want. Because again, you want it to look natural, not straight as can be, even though my beautiful nieces have the most perfect part lines. I don't know if people with kids out there, 9 to 15, have the kids with the perfect part lines, but it's a big deal. Big deal in their world. But yeah. She's made some wigs with the extended lace, so it's a little bit wider, which is even better. But I think this is fine. And I'm just going to treat it with a little bit of heat, because remember, heat to move. And I'm feeling for that first weft. And just taking the hair there, and I'm going to heat it and then pull it up. And just at that lace line, and let it cool. And hopefully this will just give it a little lift. And again, if you're not getting the lift that you want, you go to the next weft up here and do that as well. So you flop that over, because it would kind of over direct it. Do the next weft underneath. Just get the part closest to the fibers and where they're tied to the weft. And as long as you're lifting it, you're good. And again, cooling is what's going to set it. And again, I just want to feel and make sure that the part line is where I want it. And don't be afraid of the wig. Remember, you own it. It does not own you. You make her your girl. That's better. Okay. So I'm just going to do that again. And the thing with the T-parts is there is some flexibility in the front of the lace line. So it's a T-part, so the lace goes here and then ear to ear. That there's a little extra room right here if you wanted to like do a faux crossover, like your part wasn't necessarily directly in the middle. Just another tip. I do mine directly in the middle. Just uneven for the part. It's a T-part, so you can't go too crazy. But I don't go left to right. I've learned to enjoy, or I've come to enjoy the center part, because I was a huge fan of T-parts when I first started, because they make things very easy. It's made to just have the hair fall back and out of the way, where the 13x4, 13x6, these new monofilaments, you have a lot more ownership of how you want the direction of your hair to go. Where do you want the part? Where do you want, it's free parting, right? So you have more choice about what you're doing with it. I don't need the choice. Just make it go where it needs to go, and I'm happy. But the whole part about this is heating to move, cooling to set, and just getting it where you want it. And again, I've been doing, she has some lightly face framing layers, but not too much. But again, this length is just easy, especially with, I know, I'm always worried about summer heat, and then it's winter sweaters, right? Because you don't want the hair tangling with wool, right? Because it's just going to compete. And this here I just like to heat up, help direct it over that lace line, because that's my comfort zone and that's where I go. And I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll add that tiny bit of lift back so it's not so flat and not wiggy looking, you know? But again, trial and error, figure out what works for you. If you're not comfortable doing this on your own head, get one of those wig heads. I have one of those too in the other room. I got it, so my head circumference is 23 inches. So I got the head to be 23 and a half. Because when I first got into like the headband wigs, they felt so tight, so I thought I might stretch it out a little bit. And it certainly helped. And some of my petite ones I do leave on there overnight. And I tried putting the wig caps on there to stretch them out, because those are just so tight on my head, they give me a headache. And it did stretch them out, but I found out I didn't like the headache feeling. And even if I stretched them out, it just wasn't working for me. So I use the bamboo cotton wig caps, which do nothing to hold anything anywhere. It just protects the thinning, breaking hair that I have on my scalp line from any further breakage just from rubbing, moving, anything with the wig. And that's just because my hair is so thin and fragile. And I'd like to say wearing wigs has made it come back healthier, and it's great. It's improving. I don't even need to wear wigs anymore, but that's not the case. It's still as thin as ever. And now becoming more gray, because why am I going to color it, right? Okay. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to worry about the ear tabs, because they're going to sit a little bit firmer. Like you'll see if the wind blows and pushes it back, it's not going anywhere. It's just there. I'm just going to go in here and see if I can get these hairs, these fibers, to go back instead of forward. Because none of us want to be cousin it with it hanging in our face. And again, just a little heat, time, let it cool. A little zhuzhing. Get that hair to go back. And again, she's been putting like some effort in to make sure the initial curl just goes back away from your face, which is great. And then I'll just do the foundation down the part line. And these are just things that I do to every one of my